The story of healing, faith, and transformation. A lesson from Mark, chapters 1 and 2. In the early days of Jesus' ministry, as told in the first 2 chapters of the Gospel of Mark, we see a series of powerful events that demonstrate Jesus' authority, his compassion, and the transformative power of faith. These stories teach us valuable lessons about trust, perseverance, and the importance of seeking spiritual healing. The healing of a man with an unclean spirit. Mark chapter 21-28. In the town of Capernaum, Jesus entered a synagogue on the Sabbath day. There, he encountered a man possessed by an unclean spirit. The spirit within the man cried out, recognizing Jesus' divine authority. "What do you want with us, Jesus of Nazareth? Have you come to destroy us?" Jesus rebuked the spirit, commanding it to leave the man. At once, the spirit left, and the man was freed from its grip. This powerful moment teaches us that no matter how strong the forces of evil or suffering may seem, they are no match for the authority of Jesus. He came to bring healing and liberation, offering freedom from the things that bind us. Just as he cast out the unclean spirit, Jesus can deliver us from anything that holds us captive, whether it be fear, addiction, guilt, or doubt. The healing of Peter's mother-in-law. Mark 1:29-31. After teaching in the synagogue, Jesus went to the house of Simon Peter. There, he found Peter's mother-in-law lying in bed with a fever. Without hesitation, Jesus took her hand, lifted her up, and the fever left her. Immediately, she began to serve them. This healing is a reminder of Jesus' deep compassion. He didn't just perform miracles for the sake of spectacle, he healed to show his love and care for individuals. The moment the woman was healed, she responded by serving, a beautiful example of how we should live in gratitude for God's blessings, by helping others and using our gifts for his purpose. Jesus heals many and prays in solitude. Mark chapter 1:32-39. As evening fell, people from all around the city brought the sick and demon-possessed to Jesus, and he healed many of them. The next morning, Jesus went to a solitary place to pray. When his disciples found him, he said, "Let us go somewhere else, to the nearby villages, so I can preach there also. That is why I have come." Jesus' dedication to prayer shows us the importance of connecting with God in solitude. Despite the overwhelming needs of the people, Jesus took time to recharge spiritually. This teaches us that we must balance our actions with quiet moments of reflection and prayer. In those moments, we renew our strength to continue our work in the world. The healing of a paralytic. Mark 2:1-12. One day, Jesus was teaching in a crowded house in Capernaum when a group of men arrived carrying a paralyzed man on a mat. Unable to get through the crowd, they made a hole in the roof and lowered the man down in front of Jesus. Seeing their faith, Jesus said to the paralyzed man, "Son, your sins are forgiven." When some of the religious leaders questioned Jesus' authority to forgive sins, he healed the man, saying, "I tell you, get up, take your mat, and go home." This incredible act of faith not only resulted in the man's physical healing, but also revealed a deeper truth. Jesus has the power to forgive sins, offering spiritual healing as well as physical restoration. The friend's determination and faith remind us of the power of intercession and support. They didn't let obstacles stand in the way of their desire to bring their friend to Jesus. The story also challenges us to reflect on our own faith. Jesus noticed the faith of the men who brought the paralytic, showing that sometimes our faith, or the faith of others, can lead to powerful change. Faith in Jesus is not just about belief, but about action, about going beyond what is comfortable or convenient to seek him. The call of Levi, Mark 2:13-17. As Jesus was walking along the shore, he saw Levi, a tax collector, sitting at his booth. He called out to Levi, "Follow me!" And Levi immediately left everything to follow Jesus. This simple yet profound act of following Jesus teaches us about the radical nature of Jesus' call. He didn't choose the powerful or the prestigious, but invited ordinary people, even those seen as sinners by society, to be his disciples. Jesus came to heal and save all, regardless of their past. Levi's response shows the transformative power of Jesus' call. When we accept Jesus into our lives, everything else can fall into place. Lessons from Mark 1 and 2, the power of faith. Whether it's the faith of the man with the unclean spirit, the paralyzed man and his friends, or Levi answering Jesus' call, these stories remind us that faith in Jesus can lead to transformative change. The compassion of Jesus. Jesus heals not just physically, but spiritually, showing his deep care for every individual. He sees our pain and offers healing, not just for the body, but for the soul. The importance of prayer. Jesus took time to pray and reflect, showing us that even in the midst of busy, demanding lives, we must seek time to connect with God. Radical acceptance. Jesus called people from all walks of life, including those society might have overlooked. His grace is available to all, no matter their past. Action over comfort. The friends of the paralyzed man didn't let the crowd stop them. They took bold action, showing us that faith often requires us to go beyond our comfort zones to help others. These lessons from the early chapters of Mark teach us that with faith in Jesus, anything is possible. He heals, restores, and calls us to live with courage, compassion, and a heart open to the needs of others. Just as he transformed lives in Capernaum, he can transform ours today.